We are glad you're part of this program, The Power Circuit, an informative program by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Here are the stories lined up in this edition. Ministers laud operator of Kainji hydropower plant on capacity increase. Daura transmission substation clocks 3 records upgrade. We have a special report on how TCN is stimulating environmental awareness among its officials to boost productivity. Ensure you stay with us every second in this specially packaged edition of The Power Circuit. I am Amara Agugoisi. The Minister of Power, Engineer Boubacar D. Aliu, and the Minister of State for Power, Mr. Godi Jedi Abwa, have lauded the operator of Kainji hydropower plant in Niger State as it signs a contract to increase the plant's capacity by 220 megawatts on the national grid with the installation of 2 new turbines. Both ministers, who were represented by the Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Ahmed Salhijo, stated this in Abuja at the signing ceremony of the turbines installation project by Mainstream Energy Solutions Limited, MESL, and Power China Hongdong Engineering Corporation, HEC.
Today I'm here on behalf of my bosses, the Honorable Minister of Power, Engineer Boubacar Aliu, and the Honorable Minister of State for Power, Dr. Godi Jedi Abba, who incidentally also doubles as the Danjari Nupe. He has a traditional title in Nupe land, so he's definitely a stakeholder. And today they've sent me here to represent them. The Kainji hydro plant is a critical infrastructure to the country, and I therefore sincerely congratulate Mainstream Energy Solutions for this fantastic development. Concessionaires usually have obligations, and this capacity recovery is very, very commendable, and is staying true to your commitments, especially in involving in the Nigerian power sector. I mean, if every concessionaire can show this sort of commitment, I think we will record tremendous progress in the sector. The impact of this capacity recovery cannot be overemphasized. With the installation of these new turbines means that we have additional turbines that are now going to be energized, which provides more supply into the grid. And I'm sure the MDTCN will be very happy to hear this.
The Acting Managing Director, Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, also assured MESL, which operates the Kainji and Jeba hydropower plants, of timely evacuation of generated electricity on the national grid.
The only thing I want to add is to praise Mainstream with the way they are working in the power sector. I don't want to make judgment, but as far as TCN is concerned, I can say they are one of the best. Also, me being chairman of the WAP, we have been attending meetings and have been seeing their contribution in WAP. If we have at least 2 or 3 Nigerian companies that are participating and doing well in WAP, we will not be where we are. So I want to thank Mainstream, especially the chairman, whom I have been hearing about since when I was in secondary school. But I've never met you, sir. I even complained to Engineer Alamu that one day you have to take me to see the chairman. So well done, sir. You are doing well. In part of TCN, we have to support Mainstream, and we are happy that they are rehabilitating these 2 units, and they are bringing Unit 9 on stream. We assure you that TCN will be able to evacuate all the power generated from Kainji. TCN is always expanding the transmission system, and up to now, what we normally get from the generators is never above 5,000, 5,200. But at present, our own capacity is above 8,000. So I assure mainstream that whatever comes out of Kainji, TCN will be able to win it. Thank you very much.
The Director General Bureau of Public Enterprises (BPE), Alex Oko, said the MESL expansion program is evident that the power sector privatization and the concession of Kainji and Jeba hydropower plants was yielding results.
In 2013, the federal government took a strategic step to reform the entire power sector in Nigeria. And that, of course, led to the unbundling of the power value chain between generation, transmission, and distribution. Consequent upon that decision, the hydros were then concessioned to the private sector. And we're very happy to note the tremendous progress that has been made by Mainstream Energy Solution, especially with the management and the upgrade of the infrastructure of both Kainji and Jeba hydropower stations. We refer or reference Mainstream as the poster boy of the success story of the privatization of the power sector.
Chairman of the MESL board, Colonel Sani Bello, called for more support by electricity market participants and the government for the operation of the Kainji and Jeba hydro plants.
We are particularly delighted this occasion is being witnessed by distinguished government personalities, as your support thus far has been instrumental to the success of our company. We know that our ability to deliver on our commitment to the federal government of Nigeria, FGN, under the concession agreement executed in 2013, strongly relies on your continued support. When we took over the operations of and management of Kainji and Jeba power plants in 2013, we had anticipated many challenges which we have been able to navigate in the past 8 years and counting. We know that so much more could be done to enable this business to thrive in view of the critical role the power sector plays in industrialization of Nigeria, and more specifically, the role Kainji and Jeba dams is strategically important national assets.
The Managing Director of MESL, Engineer Lamu Aldo, said 80 megawatts will come from rehabilitating Unit 1G9, while the installation of Units 1G3 and 1G4 will provide an additional 220 megawatts.
Access to electricity is a key part of the Sustainable Development Goals, occupying number 7 on the target. The management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is quite committed to this through deliberate expansion of power transmission infrastructure nationwide. Today, we showcase to you the 132-33 kilovolts Daura transmission substation in Katsina State. It was commissioned exactly 3 years ago, that was in December 2018, and it has been up and running seamlessly, even with upgrades.
The Daura substation is one of the core power transmission assets of the newly created Katsina sub-region of TCN in the New Kano region. The substation interfaces directly with the network of the Kano Electricity Distribution Company, which supplies electricity to consumers in Daura and its environs. Abbas Ibrahim, an Assistant Manager System Operations of TCN, speaks more about this latest power infrastructure.
The station is about 3 years old. It was commissioned in the 27th December 2018. The coverage area here, the station covers Daura Township, Mayadwa, Mashi, and also Kazauri. So it covers these areas.
Although the substation is new, TCN has ensured prompt upgrade of critical components to evolve with the new technology trend.
It was recently a new secondary breaker of the TR2 was commissioned. The old one was decommissioned. Yes, just recently. There are plans for the expansion since the load is always increasing, and there are many areas that are coming up. The station is also covering many areas again, or the new areas So there are plans for the expansions.
Keeping with the tradition of TCN, the 132-33 kilovolt Daura transmission substation has clearly cut maintenance programs.
There are annual maintenance there are also routine maintenance from the maintenance crew, and they are always here with us. Just like 3 days ago, they came here and they have done their maintenance here. So they are always with us. There are also some maintenance work that are just coming up. When there is some problems, they will rush to the stations.
The Assistant General Manager Transmission at the Katsina Sub-Region, Engineer Mohammed Kwali, also spoke about the components of the Daura transmission substation.
We have 2 by 30/40 MVA power transformers, which means we have 80 MVA power transformers. That is 2 by 30/40 MVA. We have done 2 projects. One, we installed 33 kV TR2 30/40 MVA secondary CB. It was installed. We have installed 33 kV Kazora feeder isolator, and we have installed DC stabilizer, which used to improve the DC output.
In the substation's control room, the TCN official explained the role of the newly installed stabilizer.
This equipment, servo stabilizer, was installed to improve our DC voltage supply of the station. Initially, we are having a low DC supply, but since we installed it, the problem is over. We are getting a correct DC output now, and it helps us in stabilizing the station. This is actually what is happening on this.
Okay, let's take a break now. More reports shortly.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
Productivity is best achieved when employees are fully aware of their environment and how they can maximize opportunities in it. This is the mission of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, as it recently organized a workshop on environmental awareness to stimulate its officials to boost their productivity. The Power Circuit brings to you proceedings of the workshop, which had the theme towards a sustainable teamwork in collaboration for successful project delivery.
There was an atmosphere of environmental sensitivity at the powerhouse where TCN has its corporate headquarters in Abuja as officials of the company converged for the workshop. The acting managing director and chief executive officer of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed, who was represented by the executive director transmission service provider TCN, Engineer Victor Adewumi, declared the workshop open.
Let me, on behalf of the MD CEO of TCN, Engineer Dr. S.A. Ablasis, welcome all of you to this program. The MD himself would have loved to be here to personally declare this workshop open because of the importance attached to it. So I will just go straight to the business of the day by declaring this workshop open. So, gentlemen and ladies, let me on his behalf welcome everybody that is here today, all our donor agencies, our colleagues from other departments, other ministries. So on behalf of the MD, CEO, I hereby declare this workshop open. Thank you all.
The Deputy Director, Environmental Assessment, Federal Ministry of Environment, Engineer Celestine Gomwalk, spoke on overview of national regulation policies for environmental compliance.
The environmental law is necessary to combat issues related to the environment and conservation of natural resources. The Section 20 of the 1999 Constitution provides for that the state shall protect and improve the environment and safeguard the water, air, and land, forests, and wildlife of Nigeria. Now that's where the Federal Ministry of Environment, ANCO, and the EIA Division, especially ANCO, its own activities on major development projects. The Managing Director and the Executive, ladies and gentlemen, the full presentation of our papers. Now, the Constitution as the national legal order recognizes the importance of improving and protecting the environment and makes provision for it. Relevant sections are, like I said before, Section 20, which makes it an objective of the Nigerian state to improve and protect the air, land, water, forests, wildlife of Nigeria. And Section 12 of the Constitution also establishes, though impliedly, that international treaties, including environmental treaties, ratified by the National Assembly should be implemented as law in Nigeria.
Engineer Deumi then lauded the Ministry of Environment official for the presentation, stating that there was the need to ensure the laws are strengthened.
I want to appreciate your presentation. There is no doubt that in Nigeria we have law for nearly everything. Because the way you went over it, you can see that every aspect of our national life is touched by that law. So in Nigeria, our problem is not always the law is always there. But looking at your presentation, we personally I feel that it's time for us to review those laws, especially the fines.
An official of the National Environmental Standard Regulation Enforcement Agency, Mr. Ningi Ogbufere, who represented the Director General of the agency, reiterated the need for stakeholders to undertake environmental impact assessments for every project delivery.
In ensuring a cleaner and healthier environment for Nigeria, the agency has developed 34 regulations for various sectors of the environment. These, among others, include the National Environmental Air Quality Control Regulation and the National Environmental Energy Sector Regulations. These regulations have provided the standards for environmental media in the energy sector and other auxiliary activities in Nigeria. Regarding what was mentioned by the ED about the fines and that are levied on, most of them have been readdressed in the regulations of the various sectors. So the prices have been reviewed upwards to reflect the present day reality.
The environmental and social safeguard expert at the African Development Bank, Modi Andrew, said the bank was delighted that TCN was taking the matter of environment seriously.
The AFDD supports and congratulates TCN on this very important occasion of its first environmental awareness workshop, which was today in 2021. The AFDD wishes TCN a successful workshop and hopes that the workshop deliberation and sharing of experiences and ideas among the participants will result in positive outcomes for TCN and the environment upon which we all depend on for our sustenance.
Highlights of the first day of the workshop include a drama presentation by the TCN team on environmental awareness, especially on the process of getting lands for project development, which includes compensating landowners, among others. The Environmental Awareness Workshop by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, continued the next day with various presentations. One of such was on general health and safety in TCN corporate headquarters offices. Ergonomics by Eugene Etwa from EMS. a consulting firm. The expert urged the participants to ensure there are conducive working conditions at all times in the company. There was another presentation on Resettlement Action Plan, RAP implementation, which focused on how to handle issues of resettlement and compensation of residents of lands of project-affected persons, PAP, where power transmission projects are cited. The Power Circle spoke with some of the facilitators and the participants as the workshop wound up. Dr. Basil Uzodimma, the MD CEO of PGM Nigeria Limited, a facilitator at the environmental workshop, made recommendations on the effective ways of stakeholders' engagement towards a seamless project delivery.
Stakeholder engagement is the fiber that holds the project from preparation to implementation. If you don't engage the stakeholders, there are things that concern them, there are fears they have that they won't be able to express because the avenue has not been created. But when you engage them from the community to the local government, to at the state level, federal level, everybody has something to say about that project, positively or negatively. We have project influencers. There are people that influence the project positively. There are people that influence the project negatively at very varying degrees. There are also people the project impacts positively or negatively. So you have stakeholder engagement is like a convocation of all the people this project will affect positively or negatively, and also people that will influence this project positively or negatively.
The CEO of CEMS Limited and another facilitator at the workshop, Engineer Mahmoud Abubakar, rated TCN high on compliance with environmental safeguards.
TCN is doing very well because if you look at compared to other government agencies, all new projects that are undertaken by TCN, they're subjected to environmental and social impact assessment. They also do resettlement action plan. So TCN compliance, I can rate it as very high.
The Assistant General Manager, Environment at TCN, Mrs. Comfort Sako, was elated about the success of the first environmental workshop for the company.
What prompted the decision was that we feel we should be able to actually have an awareness workshop so that we can synergize and be able to move so that we'll not have our projects being stalled anymore.
Again, here are the stories we brought to you. Ministers laud operator of Kainji hydropower plant on capacity increase. Daura transmission substation clocks 3 records upgrades. And we brought to you a special report on how TCN is stimulating environmental awareness among its officials to boost productivity. Keep it up with TCN as you watch our episodes on the TCN YouTube channel. Also visit these platforms to learn more about TCN and its mandate of delivering improved bulk electricity nationwide. Keep protecting yourself from the COVID-19 pandemic as a new variant, Omicron, has been detected in some countries. Ensure you are vaccinated and please follow all the prevention protocols. I am Amara Agugoisi. Thanks for watching.